Today we're taking a look at these three NBA matches: Cleveland Cavaliers vs Toronto Raptors, New York Knicks vs Phoenix Suns, and New Orleans Pelicans vs Los Angeles Clippers, which are happening on Monday, April 26, 2021, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes. Let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos. So I am going to start off by talking about the Cleveland Cavaliers vs Toronto Raptors match. The last time out for Cleveland was last night when Washington defeated the Cavs 119-110. The last time out for the Raptors was on Saturday when they saw their 4-game winning streak come to an end via the hands of the New York Knicks. New York defeated Toronto 120-103. These teams meet for the third time this season. Cleveland won the first matchup in March 116-105, and on April 10th the Raptors returned the favor 135-115. Cleveland is without Colin Sexton tonight, so the Cavs find themselves plus 9.5 point road underdogs, and the game total is hovering right around 217.5 points. The Cleveland Cavaliers are 13th in the Eastern Conference standings and 6 games from the 10th spot in the East for the last play-in playoff spot. With 12 games remaining on the schedule, the season is all but over for Cavalier fans. The Cavaliers are 15-19 against opponents from the East this season. Cleveland surrenders 111 points per game and on average is outscored by 6.9 points per game. The last 10 games for the Cavs have resulted in a 3-7 record while averaging 109.1 points per game. The bottom line is the Toronto Raptors are 2 games behind the 10th spot in the East for the final play-in spot for season's NBA playoffs. Toronto was riding a 4-game winning streak until the white-hot New York Knicks got in the way on Saturday. Toronto will be missing Boucher and possibly Hood in this contest, but they still have their anchor trio of Siakam, Lowry, and Van Vliet to lead the way offensively. The Raptors are better on both ends of the floor, and they are facing a Cleveland team that is playing the second game of a back-to-back situation and their third game in 4 nights here. My one Saint betting advice for that game: Toronto Raptors minus 9.5. The Cavaliers are 8-20 ATS in their last 28 road games and 1-4 ATS in their last 5 games overall. The Raptors are 4-0 ATS in their last 4 home games and 4-1 ATS in their last 5 games overall. The under is 4-1-1 in Cavaliers' last 6 overall. The over is 6-1 in Raptors' last 7 versus a team with a losing straight-up record. The Cavaliers are 13-6-1 ATS in the last 20 meetings. The Toronto Raptors look for a win after splitting their last 10 games. The Toronto Raptors are averaging 111.9 points on 44.9% shooting and allowing 111.3 points on 45.7% shooting. My second betting advice for that game is to pick under 218. Now I'm going to be talking about the New York Knicks vs Phoenix Suns match. New York remains tied with the Atlanta Hawks for 4th place in the Eastern Conference standings with a 34-27 overall record. Meanwhile, Phoenix is trying to usurp the Utah Jazz for the top spot in the West. The Suns are currently tied with the Los Angeles Clippers for 2nd place in the West after going 42-18 through 60 games, and they trail the 1st place Jazz by just 2 games with 12 games remaining on the regular season schedule. The Suns missed a few players against Brooklyn who will remain on the injury report here. Jay Crowder, ankle, is the most notable name on the injury report and is questionable to face the Knicks. Chris Paul's value to this team cannot be understated. When he is on the floor, the Suns are 6.4 points better than when he isn't. Phoenix's offense hums to the tune of a 116.4 points per 100, and it limits opponents to 110 for cleaning the glass. He's a floor general and provides critical spacing for Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton to operate. The Knicks will once again be without Alec Burks, who will miss his 6th straight game due to the league's health and safety protocols. While he is important, His absence opened up more minutes for Reggie Bullock, Emmanuel Quickley and R.J. Barrett. The Knicks are on an improbable run, having covered 12 consecutive games and winning 9 straight. They've done this mostly through elite defense, but they've also improved on offense. New York is running hot, and over the last 2 weeks it has the 6th best FG percent in the league, 56.6%. The charge has been led by hot shooting from three-point range, 42.1%, per cleaning the glass. My first betting advice for that game is to pick Knicks +2. The Suns are 1-4-1 ATS in their last 6 road games, 1-4 ATS in their last 5 games playing on 0 days rest, and 1-3-1 ATS in their last 5 games overall. The Knicks are 18-7-1 ATS in their last 26 home games, 5-0 ATS in their last 5 games against a team with a winning record, and 34-16-1 ATS in their last 51 games overall. The New York Knicks have been on a tear lately, as they will be looking to build on their current 9-game win streak after making light work of the Raptors in a 120-103 home win on Saturday. Julius Randle led the team with 31 points and 10 rebounds on 10 of 17 shooting. R.J. Barrett added 25 points with 12 rebounds and 4 assists, while Derrick Rose chipped in with 19 points and 7 assists on 7 of 10 shooting off the bench. As a team, the Knicks shot a sizzling 56% from the field and 16 of 31 from the three-point line as they took the early lead with 64 points in the first half, before holding the Raptors to just 20 points in the fourth quarter to finish in a blowout. My second betting advice for that game is to pick under. Now I am going to be talking about New Orleans Pelicans versus Los Angeles Clippers match. After blowing out the Orlando Magic, it was back to losing for the Pelicans on their home floor on Saturday against the San Antonio Spurs. They managed to hand the Clippers an upset the last time these two teams met, and they'll be looking to double up on that outcome in this meeting. After a shaky run, the Clippers are finally back on track to being one of the top contending teams in the Western Conference. The only thing that could derail them now is injuries. Star forward Kawhi Leonard has already been ruled out of Monday's game against the Pelicans, while center Serge Ibaka remains out as well. Rajon Rondo is questionable for the game, and Luke Kennard has also been given the night off for some rest. It's a concerning turn of events in the final stretch of the regular season. It was only last week when the Pelicans had a chance to upset a Brooklyn Nets team playing without Kevin Durant and James Harden. Of course, they blew it on their home floor after giving up 134 points of total offense. Monday's meeting with the Clippers gives them another chance to make some noise by knocking off a future playoff contender. The Clippers will be coming into this game with a roster ravaged with injuries, including the absence of Kawhi Leonard. They just haven't been able to consistently close out games this season. Throw in the fact that Paul George is playing like a legitimate superstar, and the Clippers should be the apple of your eye for this meeting. The Clippers are rolling right now to the point where they're winning games without many of their key players. This is the same team that recently knocked off the Memphis Grizzlies without George and Kawhi Leonard on the floor. That's proof that the confidence is growing within the team. There's a trust there that has even the reserve players elevating their game to compete at a high level. The Pelicans are too much of a defensive liability, and there's no chance they're shooting 65.4% against a Clippers defense that ranks 11th in efficiency. My first betting advice is to pick Los Angeles Clippers -3.5. The Clippers are 4-0 ATS in their last 4 Monday games and 14-5-1 ATS in their last 20 games overall. The Pelicans are 2-5 ATS in their last 7 home games and 1-5 ATS in their last 6 games overall. The under is 5-1 in Clippers' last 6 overall. The over is 39-16 in Pelicans' last 55 overall. The Clippers are 7-21 ATS in the last 28 meetings in New Orleans and 3-8 ATS in the last 11 meetings. The New Orleans Pelicans need a win after losing 5 of their last 6 games. The New Orleans Pelicans are averaging 115 points on 48.2% shooting and allowing 115.1 points on 47.1% shooting. My second betting advice for that game is to pick over. Good luck to all of you. That's it for this video. Stay tuned and stay safe for the next betting tips and advice.